I'm here today with my 2021 Street Glide Special in Prospect Gold. I love this color, by the way. I bought this bike almost exactly a year ago with 2,800 miles on it. We have 12,800 miles. I can't even believe I put 10,000 miles on this bike in a little less than a year. I thought it'd be a great time to talk about the bikes, the pros and cons, and really provide a review from a long-term ownership perspective. I think this video will really help those of you in the used motorcycle market looking for a touring model bike a few years older so you can save some money, but also find some really good value. I mean, this has the 114 engine on it. You've got complete chrome, the special package, and I got a great deal on this bike. So we'll go over some of the looks and features and then jump on it, go for a little test ride and talk a little bit more about my thoughts. So we'll start at the front of the bike. I do have some modifications here, starting with the fender. This is a fender I actually ordered off of eBay, but I like the chopped fender look, especially with the 19-inch wheel. I think with the stock fender, it really restricted the look of it. Obviously, personal preference. This does have Brembo brakes, although you won't see the Brembo brand on the brake calipers themselves. They are Brembo brakes. You also have the dual disc, so the stopping power on this thing is wonderful. I did replace the turn signals, which from factory are not LED lights. These are from Hogworks. I like the yellow style, as you can see, the kind of that mustard look. This front headlight here is the Baja Designs LP6, and so this thing puts out, I think, about 11,000 lumens, way too much. I did put this little bezel around here in black. I do like the chrome, but I also like a little bit of black accent. So you'll notice that's really my theme with this bike, trying to balance all of that. But again, you can customize these to your preference. There are so many accessories out there. I've also got this vent, but actually has a little light in it. I'll turn it on for you. So it has a light and then works with turn signals too. I have a windshield here. I recommend Amazon for these. You can find some really good deals on cheap windshields. You can also do like a, what is it, Clockworks, but they're like $100 and some. This was like a $25 windshield. Can't really see through it, but it was a good height. What you'll find is, depending on what you wear for protection, like your helmet, half shell, full face, where you sit, your height, all that good stuff, you're gonna wanna find that sweet spot where the wind goes over you and not directly into your face. I have 14-inch ape hanger style handlebars with Vans grips. These are very grippy. I did the levers here, pretty cheap from Amazon. On the stock Street Glide, the handlebars are pretty much right here. So I'm 6'1", a little bit taller. If you've ridden on a Street Glide or a Road Glide, the main difference is on a Street Glide, you definitely feel a lot closer to that front fairing. So you want to make sure that it's comfortable for you. And for me, the bars here just kind of felt a little wonky. I honestly feel like it's easier to turn with the 14-inch bar. For me, that's comfortable. It kind of keeps my back straight up. You do have the entertainment center, which is all touchscreen. I think it's called like the Boom 2.0 or something 2.0. And I really like this. With a little adapter you throw under the fairing, you can actually get wireless Apple CarPlay. So I use that a lot for apps like Waze or your music app. The speakers, by the way, are great on these. The stock seat is slippery. I felt as though I was sliding forwards and backwards, depending on if I was stopping or going, and I was a little too close. I wanted to sit a little bit further back in the saddle, so I found this Lapera tail whip seat. And this is the daddy long leg version, which gives me an extra 2 inches back, and so I can extend my legs a little bit forward more. It also has this little tail whip thing in the back, which is very comfortable. I can confirm, if my girlfriend was here, she'd tell you she's been on many rides with this, and she's more than comfortable on the back. Probably 9,000 miles, maybe even the full 10,000 on this seat. It's been great. I do recommend, if you're gonna invest money in a bike, you definitely wanna spend on the seat and the bars. Those two things put together is gonna make or break your ride. Now, one thing about the Street Glide Special, they do have what's called a stretched bag, which means the bag comes back a little bit. It has these exhausts cut out. If you do want to run the single exhaust, it might look a little funny with one of the empty cutouts on the bag. Stock, this comes with a really long antenna, which is ridiculous, but if you like to listen to the radio, you might want to invest in a shorty antenna, which I did here. I don't use a radio, so I don't even know if this antenna works. I do everything Bluetooth through the phone. I think a lot of people look at either the Road Glide or Street Glide and compare the two. The main difference between this and the Road Glide is the fairing on the Street Glide is attached to the fork. So as you're turning, which we all know on motorcycles, you're not really turning the bars unless you're at super low speed, but that is attached to the bar, so people say it's a little bit heavier. I will say, if I was you, I would recommend test riding both the Road Glide and the Street Glide to help you make that decision, because the Road Glide, the bars move independently. You can use it for long rides or short rides about town. I haven't found the size to really be an issue. This bike weighs 850 plus pounds. So that is something to consider. We're gonna fire her up and take her out for a spin.
So I mentioned my riding position. Arms are slightly below my shoulders, super comfortable. I love this seat, pushes me back a little bit. You see my legs are extended. I forgot to mention I've got these highway pegs on there too if I really want to go crazy with it. This has cruise control, so you press this little button here and then you press down on it. See, when you press the button in, it turns orange, a little orange indicator, and you press down and it turns green. So that gives you the ability to rest your throttle hand if you want to. This comes in handy on the highways, as you can kind of just, you know, relax your hand. That is such a great feature I had never had before. I forgot to mention my exhaust too. I've got some Shark Road slip-ons, stock exhaust other than that. And I love that they have a deep sound, but it's not obnoxious. Nice little rumble to them. The stock exhaust on these things does leave a little bit to be desired, if I'm honest. A lot of people say they sound like sewing machines, so most likely, since that's one of the first things that everyone does, most likely if you're on the used market, it's probably going to have some sort of aftermarket exhaust, brother or sister. On the highway, I tuck my helmet a little bit like this, and it's like this little air bubble I'm in. You still get a little bit on your chest and everything, but nothing too bad at all. So you'll notice I have my gloves. These are NBT and leather, right? So they offer that slide protection. They're great, stylish, got the hard knuckle. This hoodie, believe it or not, is also AA certified, so abrasion resistant, tear resistant. And then same with these cargo pants. So I gotta thank NBT. They bring that style into riding. I could go anywhere and no one would know that I'm in highly protective motorcycle gear. So shout out to NBT for hooking it up. Check out their website, I'll link it below. And remember, use discount code HART, H-A-R-D-T. It'll give you $10 off your order. It's worth the investment. These bikes are all 6-speed, these Milwaukee 8s. I've test ridden a bunch of them from the Softail family, Breakout, Fat Boy. The engines kind of behave the same. With a heavier touring bike, you're gonna feel the weight, but what I really like is it's low centered. So it's almost easier as you're going to stay balanced, if that makes any sense. You really got to try it. If you're going to the touring bike for the first time, a little bit of parking lot practice, you'll be good. I had never had a touring bike before this, and I will be honest with all of y'all, it was sketchy. I was scared to do some turns, but you just remember to your MSF class, like just look through it. Your bike goes where your head facing. The electronics are great. I've got Waze up here, which is awesome, connected to my phone. Now, I do have a little adapter where I can charge my phone to. It's not charging right now, but again, there's nothing plugged into it. But in this little pocket, which I didn't mention, this is almost useless. Let me give you a piece of advice. You buy a Street Glide, don't put your phone in here. Don't put your phone in there. I've lost 2 phones doing so, and I'll tell you why. Well, there's a good reason, but look at this. Just a little bit of pressure, that comes open. It might be a defect on just my bike, but I've heard others say it. So all I have in here is that wireless CarPlay adapter, and that thing ain't going anywhere. It's super light. So that's plugged into the little USB that's in there. So please don't put your phone in there. Do yourself a favor. And I have this phone mount I got from Amazon pretty cheap. I'll put a link to that in the description, along with all the other modifications I have. And obviously, if you guys have questions, just let me know. And I am more than willing to help. I find the touchscreen to be very responsive. I've got gloves on, but you know, I can still kind of move around, right? No problems. You got Google Maps, you got Apple Maps, some radar stuff, all your normal CarPlay components. But if you don't want to use the Apple stuff, that's fine. You can always go back to your Harley layout, which is in here somewhere. Yeah, HD. So this is your normal navigation. I don't use it, but it's already included in the specials. So if you're stuck without your phone, you're still gonna find your way back to where you need to go. And then it also gives you some more information about your bike. There's little settings, right? Display, all that good stuff. You got a little info button here, tells you your speed, some engine information, oil, tire pressure, trip summary, all the stuff. So whatever you need to see, it's on this bike. Whenever I'm on long group rides, I'm always the one with the maps, because I don't have to fumble around with my phone. It's all right in front of me. And you can see the police when they're out there if there's an accident. One feature that's great about Waze is it shows you when there's an object in the road. So that has saved me a few times. I think there was a mattress on the highway one time when that popped up. So that's pretty cool to have. I will be perfectly honest with all of you. I have test ridden the 2024 Road Glide, which I think is a great bike. Personally, I like how that sits a little bit better than the stock Street Glide. But with my modifications, this bike is so comfortable for me to ride. And I think that's the whole point of having a motorcycle, is you start to fit it to whatever your needs are. In terms of cons, there's not much. You do sit a little close to the fairing compared to the Road Glide, but especially for shorter people, that's probably a better thing. I think the price tag on the Street Glides are a little bit lower for the most part, because right now everyone's on a Road Glide kick. So if you're gonna buy one, this is really a great time. Would I suggest going for the special? Yes, because it gives you the upgraded either blacked out engine or chrome, depending on what you're into. Brother, get the Fast Johnny paint on it. I wanted black on the engine, but this chrome, when I saw it in person, I was blown away. Same with this color. It is candy in the sun. It's got that reflection, looks so good. The stock bike here came with the 107. It was either 107 or 110. I get lost with these engines. This comes with the upgraded 114. You get the cool air cleaner on it that says 114. All the chrome or black parts. You get the engine guards that are not the large size. They're the slim line engine guards. The stretch bags like I talked about earlier. The 19-inch front wheel, which looks really cool. I think it's called a Prodigy wheel. The special, in my opinion, is worth the money. Unless you're looking for bare bones, you just want to tear down and build up again. I think the resale's a little bit better on the specials as well. The ride quality is outstanding. I've got no suspension work done on this thing. I love how it rides. It's great for 2-up. My girlfriend is on the back all the time. Not today, unfortunately, but she loves riding on this. 10,000 miles in, I wouldn't lie to you. Go ahead and pull that trigger. Get yourself a 2021 Street Glide Special or Street Glide. I appreciate y'all for watching this video. Please let me know below if I missed anything, or you're looking for a Street Glide. If you have any questions, let me know. Anything you want to know that I've done to the bike or how I'm available, I'll respond. If you wouldn't mind, because I am a smaller channel, really trying to bring some great content for everyone, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Maybe like this video if you like it. If you ride already, remember to keep that rubber side down. Be safe out there, guys. Protect yourselves. We'll see you soon. Peace.